Did you know that 75% of consumers search online before making a purchase? If you are in the middle of redesigning your website, starting a brand new one, or you're on the verge of hiring somebody to help you to build your website, this video is going to help you with everything that you need to know. I've prepared a few sections and examples for you that we're going to be working through. I'm going to help you to understand what a website is, why many websites fail, the opportunity in it for you. I'm going to go over 8 categories of what makes a good website. And then we're going to look at 3 examples, 1 bad example and 2 great examples, one related to e-commerce and one related to a technology information site. But all of these concepts will apply to you and what it is that you need. For those of you who are brand new here, my name is Jordi-Lakeem Foster. I have been in the production industry for the last decade, and since then I've gone on to start a branding and marketing agency to help people like you figure out how they can be more intentional about their lead generation, attract the clients that they need, and have things running on autopilot. Some of my clients include H&M, New York University, the Brooklyn Borough President's Office of Antonio Reynoso, Vision Services for the Blind. I work with real estate coaches, hair salon owners, mortgage companies, real estate companies, and we've done work in about 20 different industries, ranging from content creation, videos and pictures, to marketing and branding and lead generation projects as well. So our core philosophy revolves around this marketing system. This marketing system, we've essentially boiled it down to 9 key components that will help you to understand what exactly is going on in your marketing. It all starts with research, looking at your branding system, which is your logo, colors, your fonts, developing a marketing plan, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Tying in a CRM and automations into your system. So as opposed to trying to memorize all of your contacts and guessing when you have to follow up, a CRM helps with all of that. Your website, which is what we're going to talk about. Mechanisms and tools that help you with lead generation, content creation, ads and analytics, and emails and newsletter management. But today, we're going to focus on a good old website. I have other videos that are dedicated to these topics, so if you want, you guys could go check those out. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to be revealing a free gift for you. And that free gift will essentially help you to understand, well, I'll tell you after the video. So let's get right into it. What is a website? In the context of your business and when I'm working with my clients, I like to position your website as a 24/7 digital storefront. So it is always on, it is always active, and it is always doing its job. And I think it's very important to think of your website as a tool that, or an employee that has a job. Therefore, it has to be supporting the business in some way or fashion. In addition to it being this 24/7 digital storefront, it is also a communication tool. And the reason being is that it is communicating information, helping clients make a decision. And going back to that statistic from the beginning, it is helping people to make a buying decision, which naturally leads us into it's supposed to help you in your sales efforts, whether indirectly or directly, generate leads, serve as a resource hub so people can search your own unique content library. And probably one of the most important things here, if it does nothing else, it should at least build your credibility, because you're going to be having information and resources and tools that clients can use to make an informed decision. When we go that route, something I think that's very important for you to be aware of as well. Why do many websites fail? And by fail, meaning they don't get ranked in Google. People immediately leave the website when they visit it. They have a very hard time navigating the website, and it loads very slowly. This is what I mean by the website fails. just so we are on the same page. So the website may fail because it's not serving a core function in your business. So just like I said before, your website, it has to have something that it's doing for you. Is it helping you to generate sales? Is it helping you to generate leads? Is it serving as a resource hub? Is it helping you with your credibility? Right? That's probably the core reason, because if you don't establish the core function of your website, everything else kind of falls out of line. Some of the other reasons your website may fail may be because of outdated or non-responsive design, which we'll get into what that means later. A lack of clear call to action, so people don't really know what they need to do next. Maybe it's loading slow. It's no SEO means it's not ranking on Google when people search words associated with your business. And there's an unclear path for clients to take. It's like they get there and they're confused. Now, if we were to reverse these problems and look at, well, all right, let's assume that you were solving these problems one by one. The opportunity for you, especially in 2025, when this video is being recorded and beyond, is your website is going to help you to capture more leads, build more trust, increase your conversions. It's going to help you to analyze customer behavior so you understand what pages people are clicking on, what links people are consuming or clicking through, what video content or resources people are downloading. And when you have this data, you're now able to enhance the customer experience. These are some of the things that it's a golden opportunity if you build your website correctly. Now, let's have a deeper look at this idea of, well, all right, Jordi, this all sounds good. Well, what makes a good website? Well, what makes a good website are 8 categories. 1, we've mentioned this a few times, the website has to fulfill its purpose. 2, the user experience. So how are users interacting with your website or your potential clients when they get there? 3, the design and the aesthetics. You know, you look good, you feel good. That applies to working out, and it also applies to your website too. What content is on your website? What's the technical performance? What's the functionality? Is it helping you to generate those analytics that we spoke about earlier? And is it accessible? Now, let's break each of these categories down one by one. For your website to fulfill its purpose, you have to have a clearly defined goal. And this clearly defined goal is going to be something along the lines of generating leads, generating more sales, providing downloadable resources, etc. 2, it has to be focused on the intended target audience. Too many websites have very unclear purposes. It's like it's a brochure that has too many different topics because the business owner is desperate to get sales and leads and have, oh, we do everything. That is not what you want to do. So at first you have to establish your website's purpose. Number 2, the user experience. When we talk about user experience, we're talking about the ease of navigation. Like, can I click through and find what I need? Does it adapt to mobile, desktop, or tablets, right? In 2025, most people are searching the web with their mobile phones. Now, while you may have a great desktop design, does your mobile design and your tablet design match up as well? Can it be accessed by people with disabilities or people who need screen readers or people that need to read text in high contrast? Does it load fast? Is information easy to find? These are some of the questions you want to ask yourself when designing the user experience. This is why making a website isn't just spinning something up. Second, the design and the aesthetics of your website. Now, remember, right? Look good, you feel good. This applies to your website too. Is the layout clean? Is there a consistent use of fonts, colors, and imagery that aligns with your brand's identity? Or do you even have a brand identity? Are there engaging visuals, right? So is this filled with stock photos that are generic that you can kind of tell? Or is it filled with images and videos that you have made the investment to create and curate yourself? Is there enough white space to help with the readability? Let's look at the content. And I hope that this is making sense so far. Is the content relevant? Is it organized? Is it updated regularly? Those are some of the things that you want to think of with your content. One of the common mistakes many of my clients, but before they become my clients, make is that they get a website builder like Wix or Squarespace. They put something together, they generate some content with AI or ChatGPT. They barely edit it, they throw it up on the website, and then they're done. What happens is the lack of thought behind it makes it very difficult for the potential client when they visit the site to really figure out what the website is about. And that leads to what we call a high bounce rate, meaning that people are bouncing. They get on the site and then they bounce right out. They leave. So your content is one of the things that's helping people to stick to your site. Now, the technical performance on your website is also something that's very interesting too. Does your website maintain its visual appeal across desktop and mobile? Is it secure, right? Like, does it have that padlock, the SSL security or the SSL certificate? Is it error free? Can it handle a large volume of traffic? Can it work on Safari, Google Chrome, or any other type of browser, Firefox? Or does it only work on one browser? Those are some of the things you have to think about. Now, the functionality. Are there buttons or links to guide others towards the desired action? Can they search your website for what they need as your library evolves over time? Are there forums, chatbots, and dynamic content and things that people could use? And now we've circled back to our best friend analytics here. Analytics is, do you have a Google Analytics setup or your Facebook Pixel? And are you able to tell how many people visited the website versus how many people downloaded or filled out a form? If you're not able to answer those questions, your website isn't doing its full job. Now, the last point here, which is our accessibility, is, well, is it ADA compliant? ADA means the American Disability Association. So they have laws that help website developers to stay in compliance because they acknowledge that there are people with disabilities. Some people are at different levels of reading. I wear glasses. Some people they're blind, so they have to have audio enabled accessibility to your website. And is it adhering to data privacy laws? You don't ever want to get caught because guess what? There's going to be that one client one day that is going to try to find a reason to take you down because your website is not compliant. And this is not to inspire fear, but it's to get you into action to understand that making a website isn't just a walk in the park. So we have covered 8 sections of what makes a good website. So to summarize, is your website fulfilling its purpose? Is the user experience good? Is the design up to par and helping with curating the information? Is your content engaging and relevant? Is your website's performing, like, is it fast? Is it secure? Is it error free? Is it functional? Are you tracking the data that's passing through the website? And is it accessible? Now that we have covered those, let's tie this all together and let's look at some examples. The 3 websites that we're going to look at, 4, because I'm going to add a website that we did for our client in here as well too. We are going to look at 4 examples. So first we have the Inland Valleys Association of Realtors, and they are the voice of the Inland Empire. Now, their mission statement is very clear here, but thinking about the criteria that we just discussed about functionality and call to actions and buttons and clear layout. So they have a graphic here Realtors care, offer a gift of kindness to someone affected in the fires of Malibu. This probably has not up. Maybe this is brand new. Who knows? But okay, look at that. So they put this up in response to the fire. So they updated this recently, right? Now, somebody who doesn't know better would probably try to click on this link. The link is not clickable. Oh, we could click here to download the presentation, but the presentation takes me off the website. Okay, we probably don't want that right now, but they have a okay, look at that. So they have a memo that went out very recently. This is really good, right? So you can get in contact with people. It's really good stuff. Okay, you can get assistance from the National Association of Realtors here. Great. And then now you get to the bottom of the website. I think they have another website that's embedded in the website. So the design over here is not really good. The picture in the back is very distracting. The graphics take up a lot of the screen, but they have ways here that you can get in contact and you can pay. Let's see their resources. So, oh, look at that, right? Their membership forms and documents here, but they're really small. So, in order, like if I was maybe a little bit older, I would have to, I probably wouldn't know right away and just looking without reading that I could download this. So, if we look at this website from the perspective of what we just discussed, it's not really that good, right? It's getting the job done, but there could be some design tweaks that could be made that would probably make the experience better. Now let's turn over to our good friends at Apple. So you can see here, Apple is right underway with their promotion of the iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence, and there's two very clear buttons where you can learn more or buy. And I think that's great because the learn more button, if you notice here, is highlighted. And then you can click it to buy, right? And if you just go through, I'm just going to do the home pages for these websites, but you can look at that, right? So the iPhone 16, then they have a very clear line break here, iPhone 16, then the Apple Watch Series 10. And as you go down, they divide things into two categories, which I think is pretty cool. So it's very visually focused, and it really enables you to get the information that you need pretty quickly. You can get a MacBook Pro, do a trade-in, get an Apple Card, and then they're promoting Apple TV content at the bottom. And again, it's very visual. There's a very clear button that says stream now here, which, is keeping in line with the Apple design language. It's very clean, blacks and whites. So this is pretty good. And then you look at the bottom of the website here, they have tons of categories that you can access. So this is a pretty good design. Next website, let's look at Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova, we're right on the cusp of Valentine's Day, about 29 days away. You can see that they are already on top of their Valentine's Day promotion, pushing 30 to 70% off site wide. When you scroll down, you could see that they're making you aware that they have these different categories. Nova Men, Nova Kids, Nova Lux. The words aren't so readable. So if I were to design in this, I would probably put text over this that says, hey, pick your category, just so people are very clear on what to do. Now, by branding, people will know that there are these different categories, but just something I would add to the website for a better user experience. You can see here the Valentine's Day collection, and you can hit shop now. The lingerie shop is here. You can get different lingeries. Undress it's a pretty cool play on sundress, and I like how they put it in parentheses. And each of these image areas, if you notice, the mouse changes from the pointer to the pen to the hand, which means I could click it, and it's just pretty cool, right? Because they have shoes and accessories, and right, there's just a lot of buttons. It's very easy. And then look, you could shop the latest. Look at that. You could get the latest Fashion Nova items here. So this is all really good. So at the top of the site, they're just letting you know, hey, look, this is the latest and the greatest. But then at the bottom, if you just want to shop, you can get to do that. Good website. Now, lastly, this is a website we did for one of our clients, Route to Rise, where we kind of get to the point, right? Are you ready to turn your success into the business you were meant to build? And then we have a video here that you can watch. And there's a button here where you can book a call and you can take a free assessment that my client has. Then, we have here, don't let your success keep you from achieving greatness. We have the mission laid out here. And then look at that. We have the world is waiting for your unique vision and talent. Will you answer? Let us guide you through your transition from corporate life to entrepreneurship by providing foundational business knowledge, holistic leadership support, mindset coaching, supportive community to foster lasting success. And then you can click here to begin your journey. And as you can see here, we are able to, it's not very text heavy because we kept in mind, most people don't really like to read. So all the text here is just very catchy so that people could see. We have a testimonial. We have a graphic to show how we'll fast track your transition. We have monthly Power Hour Plus masterminds, which people can download a schedule. Then we have a question here. How do we create a fertile ground for your business? You can join a cohort that we have where we'll be getting more information to them. If you're interested in having my client Meg speak, you can book her to speak here. And if you're wondering where to go next, we have two buttons that you could easily click. So at the bottom here, as we're working on this site, you can see here, we can have a button here that people can join our newsletter right away. And it gets the job done. So there's no point in the site where people are wondering what they need to do next. So going back to all of these things is you want your website to really act as your 24/7 digital storefront, communication tool, sales enabler, generating leads, serving as a resource hub, and building your credibility. I hope that this video was very helpful to you guys. Now, the gift that I promised you guys at the end is going to be our free marketing assessment. This marketing assessment is going to give you a very clear picture as to the blind spots that you may or may not have in your marketing. You answer 23 questions, and these 23 questions will give you a very clear indicator as to what you need to work on in your marketing. The link will be made available for you guys below. It takes 3 to 4 minutes for you to complete it, and it will definitely give you a good starting point. So I hope this video was truly helpful to you guys. My name is Jordi, the $1 Million Photographer, and I'll see you guys in the next video.